As 2020 comes to an end, I'm realizing that this is the last year of my teens. We grow and change so much in such a short time as kids, and then we come out the other end as this almost fully fledged human being. I'm a whole lot more comfortable in my skin now, and I feel like I'm beginning to get a grip on my own identity, but there's still a long way to go. With that in mind, here are the things that I learned throughout my teens.
I don't even know where to start. That's for the last place I can begin.
So hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I don't know when this is gonna upload because today is my upload day and I am not prepared. I would like to put it up to the fact that I had assessments this week, but I'm just disorganized. But anyway, today I wanted to do a video basically because we're coming to the end of the year, okay? 2020, she has been and she's about to be gone. Obviously, even though I'm like, oh yeah, so let's get rid of 2020, 2021, like what? I don't know if or how things are gonna really improve that much, but whatever. So for me personally, 2020 is technically like the last year of my teens. Next year I'm gonna be 20, so I thought I should do some introspection and really just come up with a couple of things that I learned in my teens. You know, I feel like with everyone, like my teens were questionable to say the least. Not in terms of like family and things like that. I was just a questionable teen. I feel like I've done a lot of growth in the past like 3 years. Like I don't remember, honestly, I don't know what's wrong with my memory, but I don't remember much of anything. But I remember how that I've changed, and I know some things that I've learned now. And I'd love to do this again in like 10 years. Not even if I'm not doing YouTube, I mean just like in 10 years, like write down like all the things that I have learned and like compare it to what I've learned since my teens. You know, because obviously the things that I learn as a teenager is going to be completely different as what I learn as a like fully fledged adult or whatever. If you enjoy this, make sure to give it a thumbs up and maybe follow me on my Instagram or whatever. So the first thing that came to mind when I thought of all the things that I've learned in my teens was fitting in just for the sake of fitting in is never worth it. Changing how you are to be more palatable to others only diminishes your shine. The people you're drawn to are people that are fully themselves, not people trying hard to be someone they're not. So for me, I think that I've gone through a lot of, I mean, I feel like this is just the human experience, honestly, but I have definitely gone through that like metamorphosis of like coming from being a little kid in like secondary school and having the weird like ghetto ass like cliques of people and you wanting to be like these other people because you thought, oh, they were like cooler than you or whatever like that. Which now thinking back, like, what was the reason?
What was the reason?
I had a reason.
What was the reason? What was the reason?
Like, there was no qualities there that it was like, yes, this person is everything I aspire to be. No, I don't like confrontation or anything like that. I'm like accidentally like a people pleaser. So I've always tried to fit in some sort of way. And it's only kind of recently where I've just been like, bitch, like, I don't even know if I want to fit in here where whatever's going on over here. Do you know what I mean? Like, for me, the people that I'm drawn to are the people that are so like authentically themselves. They don't have to be similar to me necessarily, but if they are so comfortable with themselves and are so themselves, that is super attractive to me. I feel like we're all trying to be ourselves, whatever that means, and trying to be authentic to what our values are and things like that, but it's very difficult to do that, and it's very difficult to have the confidence to do that because we all have this like tribe mentality anyway, where we want to all fit in so that we'll be, you know, taken in by the tribe or whatever. But we don't need to use the tribe mentality anymore, so we're just kind of left with being mirrors or shadows of other people. But at the end of the day, I could not come from my teens to my 20s being a shadow of someone else, and that's on period. The next thing that I've learned, and I think I actually found this really articulated well in a video that I was watching by Shan Boody on YouTube, and it was basically like the way she was talking about it was in the context of romantic relationships, but I'm gonna talk about it in the context of like me relationships. So basically what I wrote down was, you have to be creative in your relationship with yourself. So what I mean by this is, like, for me personally, so I had a really hard time in my last year of A-levels, or maybe like just A-levels in general. But while I was in A-levels, I had changed a lot from the girl that I was before I got to that stage, which is what, like 17 to 18. Yes, from 17 to 18, I changed a lot. So whatever worked for 16-year-old me was not gonna work for 17-year-old me. It was not gonna work for 18-year-old me, because I needed different things. My life was different and I was a different person. But I would always beat myself up being like, well, when back then I used to be able to do this fine, or back then this was what I was into, why am I not into this now, or why can I not do this, or why does this not work for me anymore? But you have to be creative in how you deal with yourself, because you're always changing. So why would you use the same fix for a completely different person? So as you grow and as you change, you're gonna need different solutions. Whether that's in just like simple everyday things or like bigger issues, you're always gonna need to rethink how you tackle things and what your solutions will be, because at the end of the day, you're a completely different person. Like, regardless, some change is gonna have to happen, because you can't always attack things in the same way, you know? And like this was a big realization for me, because it very much stopped me from beating myself up about things that I had changed. Like, why would I even do that? Do I not want myself to change? I don't know. But I was like, how about instead of being upset about that, I can think about what I today needs. Like, what do I today want? What do I today care about? And what can I do for the me today, not thinking about the past? Because at the end of the day, the past me, she no longer exists, okay? She doesn't exist. The only person that exists right now is me. So why would I try to address issues in the way that I did in the past in the same way now? Okay, the next thing is that failure is like a necessity to succeed in life, or just a necessity for life, okay? For me, I've realized, and something that really bugs me, like it really bugs me, is absolutely nothing comes to me easily. Like, I don't know how people just have like natural talents. Nothing comes to me easily. Aspiring for things comes to me easily. Like, I've always wanted to like be a writer. Writing does not come to me easily. Now anyway, I want to learn an instrument. Learning instruments does not come to me easily. School doesn't come to me easily. Like, absolutely nothing in school comes to me easily. Making friends doesn't come to me easily. Nothing at all comes to me easily, okay? And so I'm stuck in this dilemma of having this kind of perfectionist little thing in my brain, but I'm never immediately perfect at anything, or even just perfect at anything just at any point. It's just not a thing that I do. I'm just not a person that's capable of perfection. I don't think most people are anyway. But imagine all the time having this perfectionist, but all the time never ever being good at anything naturally. So you have to get past a certain level of like trash. Like, there's a whole, like, say for example with guitar, okay? Guitar's an easy example because no one really starts off good at guitar. You pick up your guitar, okay? And you're trying to play all the notes and you can't, because you have to grow those little calluses on your fingers, and that first it hurts so bad. And you're like, why can't I play any of these chords? Like, nothing's happening. I'm so bad at this, and you just want to throw it away. But the longer you keep doing it, and once you get past that need for perfection and you just get to practicing and get to building your calluses, which is starting your journey to get to a better place, then you're not even thinking about perfection and you can make progress much easier, if that makes sense. You need to accept the failures so that you can learn from them, so that you can improve in the future. If you never try something, you will never be able to succeed at something because you didn't do it, okay? So I feel like for me, what I've learned is to just embrace and accept the raggediness that comes with new things. And then eventually it's so beautiful to see yourself grow in that new thing and improve slowly and slowly. And for me now, the priority is progress. That's not to say that I'm never a perfectionist, because that's still in the back of my head. That's still why I procrastinate nearly everything. But this is why we're filming on a Thursday, when my upload day is on a Thursday. Obviously no one wants to fail, but oftentimes without it you don't grow. Like, you need the failure to see that, like, shit, and then you grow. You manage to change and you manage to improve. Another thing that I realized, I think this is more with doing like reading a lot of self-help books and doing a lot of like inner work, is that like my parents, and just like parents in general, at least my parents, let's say, Like, they did the best that they could at the time with the resources that they had. I'm not just talking about like monetary resources, but also like brain resources. Like, I feel like when I was younger, I didn't see my parents as human beings. They were just like my parents. Like, I didn't think like they've also gone through the same exact process as me, have all these different struggles, but obviously they're not going to unload them onto me on purpose. So once you grow up and you start to see your parents as more human, you're just like, shit, like everything that they did for me, ooh, don't get emotional, bitch, it's not even emotional, goddamn. Everything they did in my best interest, and they did with the resources that they had. Like, they did it with whatever level of like, just wherever they were at with themselves is however they came to me, if that makes sense. So all of these things, even if I might not have enjoyed them when I was younger, I know now that they did these things to help me and they were just trying their best type thing. Like, it's very easy to, when you're younger anyway, to look at them and be like, oh my god, like, why is this so difficult for you to understand? Or why can you not do this? Or blah, blah, blah. But they're just doing their best. And this is the thing about, like, they're just human beings. And then I think once you grow older, you're like, shit, like, I don't even know how you raised me, dude. I don't know how, okay? I just don't think you can be a perfect parent. But my thought and my thing that I'm sure about is that they were doing their best, you know? Next one, I don't even know if I'm doing numbers for this, but the next one is, it's actually never worth it to put people on a pedestal. I don't know what it is, okay, but I am just genetically inclined to being a stan. I really am. Like, I really just hop onto just different things to like stan or whatever. But when it comes to like real human beings, I can definitely put people on a pedestal. I don't know if it's because I read too much fiction or whatever, but I can 100% like appear with such high expectations for what a person should be, or like just take them at face value. Do you know what I mean? Like, for example, even with like famous people, okay, let's say like Mark Lee, okay? I love Mark Lee, I really do. But it's like, I can't remember where I was up to, what it was that I was talking about, but I feel like I was still talking about pedestals. But in terms of not putting people on pedestals, I think the main point for me is like, when you put people on a pedestal, you're usually not seeing them, you're seeing what you expect them to be, or you're seeing your own idea of them. Because if you knew them, you would never put them on the pedestal, because you knew, oh, that's what they're actually like. And it's not even that it's necessarily a bad thing, that's just how human beings are. But I feel like it literally lightens something off me when I can just think about it, like, why would I even put this person on a pedestal? Either if you don't know them, you can't even like, what are you putting on the pedestal? You don't even have enough information to do that. If you do know them, it's like, you know that you're not seeing them the way they actually are, or who they actually are, if you put them on a pedestal. The next thing has been really important to me because, I mean, I don't know if it's the cancer, you know, the crab in me, but I love to isolate myself, and I feel like I overanalyze friendships a lot. So one of the things that I also learned is that not every friendship needs to be a best friendship, or not every friendship needs to be, it doesn't need to be that deep. I was watching a video by Amanda Mariana, and I think she's ended up talking about how there's like 3 different types of friendships. I can't remember who came up with the idea of this, and I can't remember all the names, but it was like, one is necessity, utility, or goodness, I can't remember. But it's basically like, you have different friendships for different areas of your life. So let's say you have people that you just hang out with at work and they're really good work friends, but you don't necessarily need to hang out with them outside of work or whatever like that. They're just there in your little thingy. Same with school, you have people that you just speak to at school, and it's not that you don't like them or anything like that. They're just people that you mostly stick to at school. And then there's people that you hang out with for no reason other than that it's just goodness, like you just enjoy being around them and you care for them type thing. And I feel like with each friend that I make, which is not many, I'm also always trying to turn it into a friendship of goodness. But a lot of the time, that's not how it works. You often, in terms of close friends, you often only have a couple of close friends. I know that already. And so trying to force a new friendship or trying to force old friendships into this friendship of goodness, sometimes it's like, it's just not meant to be that friendship, and it's really okay. Like, that's the thing, I'm really finding that it's really okay. It's not a big deal. You don't need that friendship to turn into a best friendship. It just is what it is. I don't know if any of this made any sense, but this is basically what I learned in my teen years. The other thing that I've learned is that I need to be more careful with my glasses, okay? Because this pair of glasses is like, I don't even know which number pair of glasses that I've broken now. And I have to go and pay out of my pocket for a new pair of glasses because I'm a dumb bitch. But it's okay. I'm not bothered. It's just not bothering me at all. Anyways, I've got to go to my glasses appointment. But if you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. And I'll see you next week with another video.
I don't even know where to start. That's one less place I